What's up, guys? nethervvoid back with some more World of Tanks strategy replays, subscriber replays for you, and just actually got finished. See, I've cut the cord with cable, so I can't actually watch any American football because that's only on cable, and I'm not going to pay $80, $100 a month to watch sports. That's just stupid, since I don't like them that much. I really only like football. Even then, I don't know, it doesn't seem worth it to me to, pay that much money for a couple of games. So I was kind of watching the blow-by-blow on, what is it? Oh, God, I can't even remember. Anyway, NFL.com, that's what it is, and I can't believe that the Niners blew that easy game. All they had to do was march down the field to get a touchdown. Really simple, had plenty of time. They get in there, and then he throws a TD pass to somebody who's double covered, and it gets intercepted. Like, what an idiot. Oh, disclaimer. I'm going to put a disclaimer up if you have not yet watched the game, like you T-voted or something. Yeah, I'll put a spoiler up, because that's pretty much how the game ends. But anyway, just kind of pissed about that. But let's get to some tanks here. So this replay was sent in by Yiker from ANZUS, which I think is Australians in the US. Not positive on that, or Asians in the US. Probably Asian. I thought AZN was Asian. Anyway, pretty good replay here in his FV4202. For those who don't know, an FV4202 is a British Tier 10 medium. It's a pretty good tank, actually. I wanted to get the stats up on this tank because I don't really know a lot about this tank because it's fairly new and not a lot of people play it. So I wanted to look at the wiki before I just started spouting off what I thought were the stats for this thing. What I remember from this thing is it wasn't very agile, not very mobile. The mobility was pretty bad, but the gun was good and the armor was decent, especially on the turret. And that turned out to be somewhat true. The armor is definitely good on the turret. The gun is really awesome. It's got a .32 accuracy and 2.1 aim time, so really nice sniper gun. 390 damage off 268 pen for the regular rounds. So really awesome gun. The turret has 196 armor on the front and the side, so really good, great hold down. It supposedly has really good gun depression. Really nice sniper medium. So that's where I kind of knew that all about this British TD, or not TD, British Tier 10 medium. But what I didn't know is it has 90 degrees traverse. And it has 20-to-1 power to weight ratio, which is good. I mean, it's not a Russian tank as far as mobility goes, but it's definitely good mobility. I thought it was, a little bit worse, like something like the AUS M or something like that. But no, this is much better. So it actually has a lot going for it. In fact, the only thing I can see that I don't like about it is, let me look over here real quick. I'm just kind of looking at what the user pros and cons say about it. Is low top speed, and that's true. It's 40 kilometers per hour is the top speed. Weak hull armor, but it's a medium, so that's not, to me, that's not a con. It's what I expect. The HESH ammunition is not reliable, and that's because the gold round on this thing is kind of weird. It only has 210 pen, which is really low, but it has 490 damage. Let me make sure that's correct here. So yeah, 480 damage and 210 pen. So technically it doesn't have a gold round, but with 268 pen, you kind of don't need a gold round in my opinion. I guess it's good to have, rounds with 330 pen, but I don't know. So you can kind of, on people with low armor, you can really wreck their day with super huge DPM with those HESH rounds because it's some of the best DPM in the game apparently. So here's an E-25 getting rocked. Yep, getting raffled right here. And I don't know what this enemy team's doing. I don't know what these bats are doing. I don't know if this is how you drive bats, but these guys seem to get jacked up pretty hardcore, driving straight through enemy lines and just taking like thousands of, over 1,000 damage doing it. So if you can track these guys, they're just going to get raffled. Another 440 damage, nice right there. This guy's just about dead. And he gets hit again. He's one hit from death now. So I think Yiker's playing this tank pretty much to its strength. How you're supposed to play this tank, I've heard anyway, is, kind of as a sniper, kind of long distance, use that accuracy to your advantage, where other tanks, just accuracy is going to fail them. Obviously the German accuracy is not going to fail this guy, but still, the accuracy is probably going to fail him. Also, apparently this thing has a really good camo rating. It's unusual for its size, so you can also hide this thing pretty well, which I'm sure a lot of people do. So you can hide this thing. The view range is pretty crazy too at 410. It's got nice view range. I mean, it's really good, but it's not so high above others that it's like extra special or something. It just has good view range, so you can kind of sit back a little bit with it. You can kind of brawl with it a little bit too, because well, the top speed does make it a little bit hard to circle, but it's very agile. I mean, you can really get in the mix with this thing. As long as you can avoid getting hit, you can do a really good job with that, and that agility is really going to help. So really, this tank is pretty good, and thanks Reaper20k for sending this replay in, or approving this replay. Now, I do need a lot more approvers, because apparently people are, I don't know what's going on, but I have like 12 approvers, and I only got replays back this week from one person. So I don't know what happened to the other 11 guys, but I'm going to probably start cutting people from the approver list if they're not going to send in any replays, because what's the point of me putting you on the list and thinking I'm going to get replays back if I'm not going to get any back? This system's really going to fail if I can't get replays back. So if you are an approver, please send replays back, or yeah, what's the point of keeping you on the team? You're not helping. So, and I really want to keep this approval system going. I think it's a good way to let you guys get more involved and to get, you know, a little bit of internet fame. Also, what I'd really like to do, probably as a really cool, like maybe every 10 episodes or something, is just show replays from the approval team as a little bit of thank you for doing all that extra work. That could be something really cool to do. That could be actually kind of fun. And a lot of these approvers, especially since your stats have to be pretty good, they usually have really good games, and they're not allowed to pick their own games. The other approvers can pick their games, but they're not allowed to pick their own replays. So they're a little bit handicapped. But so he's really working over this this Alce M here. Boom! Somebody gets the kill anyway, but he's really working him over. Now you watch his positioning, and this is what I wanted to tell you about this game. He's got great positioning. You can see he's getting flank shots on these guys in the city all day long. It's just really good positioning here, which is really what you should be looking for as a medium. Now he's got pretty much. Let's just pause it here for a second. He's got his choice of positioning here. Let's bring up this mini-map. He can go anywhere on this ridge, all around here, even up in here in the sides here. Of course, there's a couple enemies back here, TDs, so he probably doesn't want to do that. But he's got a really nice range of positioning here, which you're going to see him exploit. And the reason that is because he got forward allies spotting for him. He knows there are no enemies here. There might be a KV... No, the KV-4 is dead. I don't even know why it shows up here anymore. So it looks like he's got really huge range of positions here. Let's get back to the game. But he's doing fine right here, so he's not going to relocate. You relocate where you're at. There really isn't any shots left for you. Aren't any shots left on enemy tanks. So I think now is the time he's going to choose to relocate here. Really good time to relocate. Plus, the mobility on this thing gets him into position pretty quick. So this is just a real staple position for this map. I thought this was an encounter by the way they're fighting over the city like this, but apparently it's standard. Usually when people fight this hard over the city, it's because they're an encounter, and that's where the cap is. But not today. Apparently, I don't know, people are just used to fighting right here. And this is just great positioning for these flank shots he's about to get. Here we go, T95. Oh, almost side armor hits a building, I think. But this is just awesome positioning on this ridge right here. You can spot people all day. Generally, they can't spot you, depending. Probably in Tier 10 games, you are going to get spotted. Yeah, there he's spotted right now. But you have great access to the side armor of most of these tanks, especially these giant TDs. Take these Death Star cannons out of the game here. E4, I think, is going to be the tank that I like in the American TDs a little bit better than the fixed TD with a superstructure. I'd rather have a turret. You give up a couple things for that turret, but in my opinion, the turret makes it have a little bit more utility. Anyway, T95 doing a pretty good job of hiding, but that stuff is not going to last all day. That is destructible terrain. Although a lot of those things in the city are only about half destructible. So the KV-5 takes out an IS-7. That is awesome. Really good moves for that KV-5 there. 2 kills in a Tier 10 game. Pretty nice. I'm surprised that the KV-5 is in Tier 10 game. I thought I had special matchmaking. Oh, it's platooned with a T-34, which has Tier 10 matchmaking. So probably a fail on their part. But, you know, if you're trying to run gold tanks and that's what your buddy has, that's what you go with. which means the KV-5 with its 175 pen gun is really hating life. So he's doing a good job here trying to spot the T-95, trying to get some shots on him. The E5 is just turtling like nobody's business here, doing a great job, especially with that huge cupola. It's like a bullseye. Even though it's heavily armored, it sticks out a lot. So here comes the JPZ-100 thinking, I have full health. I don't have to worry about it. He gets hit twice. There goes your health. E4 sitting back a little bit, not back far enough. Boom! You're dead. Takes him out. Really good positioning by Yiker and the E5 here. The E5 trying to give him all the time in the world and doing a really good job of it. E100 basically sacrificing his life just to get rid of that guy. T95 just a little low on the silhouette. No, does not get the kill. Oh, I think the E5 is gone now. He's got a JPZ E100 in his face, and he goes down. But he sacks pretty much his whole life to do it. Oh man, that would have been a nice blind kill. Now it's Yiker against the rest of the enemy team. Now, these guys are almost dead, but still, two huge TDs they're basically gunning for him, because now they know where he is. Nice try, FV, says the T95. Good game, E5. E5's kind of giving up here. The KV-5 is really the wild card here, and he knows it. Yiker's got tons of hit points here. He can definitely bully a KV-5, so that's what he's going to do, and that's a good choice. He's going to take out the wild card. He's got enough mobility to take out those TDs, because the traverse on them is abysmal. Just like the Niners passing in that game. Abysmal. Two interceptions, 100 and something yards. Come on. Horribad. Circling this KV-5, which is really not a feat, especially in the sand. Apparently, this thing has really nice, what's it called? Favorable hidden stats such as ground traction. So it does really good on this rough terrain like sand. So he's given up a lot of hit points to take this guy out. I think he gave up about... No, that's not the one I want. No, that's not the one I want. I don't know if there is one I want. No, it won't show me. Tab? No. Caps lock? No. Anyway, I think he gave up about... I want to say at least 600 hit points right there to take that KV-4 out. But it had to be done. Because he can take on these TDs if he can do it at a certain angle. Like, here we go. Bottom plate, E100... Good night, lights out, you're done, you're gone, dude. And the time indicator saying, hey, dude, you got 3 minutes left. That's plenty of time to take out this T95. By himself now, Yiker does a great job right there, taking the enemy team out, getting the drop on that E100 there. T95 showing up. Now, Yiker did not get spotted, so you can see this ridge is huge, okay? He's not spotted yet. Sixth Sense has not gone off, which means he can get side armor here. If he fire up, he still didn't show up. He still didn't show up. T95 does not know where he is. Of course, he doesn't know where he is now. No, don't do it. Don't do a blind shot. Yeah, that's what I would do. He's gonna go around. Go around behind him. You have 2 minutes, dude. You have 2 minutes to make this happen. Cap? I don't think so. How are you gonna cap in 2 minutes? That guy probably doesn't know what he's talking about. But it is what it is, apparently, because... Yeah, here we go. Oh, here it is! Here it is! Here's your chance. And he takes the win, unlike the Niners, and gets spotted in the process. He does not throw an interception like the Niners did and totally fail. So that's probably good. Nice game, Yiker. We'll look at your plates on the next game here. But that was really awesome. Again, send your replays into dgnetsubmissions@gmail.com. Looking for more approvers. If you want to be an approver, put your name, your watt name in the comment section along with your email address. You have to have better stats than I do, which is not a huge feat. I think I have like 1,300 efficiency or something like that. It's really not that high. And then you can get on the approval team. I'm going to send out a pack of replays every week. You send back 2 of the best, and I will check those out. Of all the approved replays, I will check them out and pick the ones I like best. So again, this was Reaper 20's approved replay, so thanks a lot, buddy, for helping me out there. The next one you're going to see, well, let's just get to it. Hold on a second. Alright, guys, here we are with the second game here, and that didn't really work, did it? Oh, yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. So, this is an E25 game sent to me by von Genschlerk, I'm pretty sure, and the microscopist. They're platooned with their... And am I going too fast? No, I'm not. That's because the E25 has ridiculous speed. As you can see here, downhill, 80 kilometers per hour or so. 26 power to weight ratio, a real beast. And you can see he's got it set up for a camo. He's got a camo set up here, so that's awesome. That's really what this is going to show you, pretty much how I feel the E25 needs to be played. A couple of nice twists in this game, but let's get to the plates of the previous game here. Let's see, we got plate 1 here on the previous game. Master Ace Tank, pools metal, kills 10 more enemy tanks and self-propelled guns with any vehicle. Targets must be at least tier 4 enemy vehicles or higher. Top gun, obviously, with pools metal in there. Laundry list opponent again. Shots on just about everybody. Just really nice damage all around. Doing the great job doing sniper tank. And let's go to plate 2 here. Team score. Not just about 9,000 damage. One hair under 9,000 damage. 1,400 experience, really awesome. Last one here, incoming damage 1,290. Yeah, he didn't bounce a lot. He just put out a lot of damage and did his job right. So let's get back to this game. And what you're seeing here is they just killed off the scout and the microbiologist. No, the microscopist, which I'm not even sure is a word, takes the brunt of the pain there for killing the scout. And I don't know if he got no, he didn't get the kill, but you know, they both killed the scout. So, yeah, this tank is definitely a finesse tank. This is one of those tanks that if you know how to play it and you don't make any mistakes and everything turns out just right, it's a monster, which is what you're going to see in this replay. But that actually, you're kind of have to have a lot of things going for you to have a really good game in this tank. First of all, it's very finesse, which means it does a couple things insanely well, like camo rating off the charts, rounds per minute off the charts, camo rating and mobility off the charts. Right, those are the 3 things it does really well. If you can use those to your advantage, then you can have a monster game in this thing, which means you have to move all over the map. You have to be where the enemy does not think you are. Once the enemy knows where you are, you need to not be there anymore. You have to shoot at the flanks or sides most of the time of the enemy because the penetration is fairly low. Let's look at the penetration real quick. Sorry that and we can't see it because this is like a replay kind of from a previous game. Let me just look at the wiki here because I actually have it pulled up. So pen on this thing 150, damage 135. So you're not winning any awards for pen here. Shell price is pretty good too at just 109 per shell. That's really awesome to help make this tank make up tons of cash. So you can see, look at how this thing's moving around. It's relocating like a beast. So the way you play this tank is a lot like how you relocate SPGs every time you fire. Once you're spotted, which means you pretty much have to have 6th sense in this tank. I mean, it's kind of a requirement. Once you're spotted, you need to move to a different area of cover, a different angle of attack, because you don't want the enemy knowing where you are. You have really no hit points at 830, and you have no armor. It can get some kind of weird bounces off the mantlet, but that's it. I mean, and that's every tank though, so it really does have 0 armor. You have to keep moving around, and you're gonna have to get side shots. You can see the Tiger, it's penning the Tiger right here with 150 pen on 100 armor. Although I think this Tiger's side armor is 80. I'm not positive on that. It could be 100. I know the front's 100. I'm not exactly sure what the side armor is. So you can see they're moving around, and the enemy's coming into cap. They're down by 5 tanks right here. And enemy comes in just to cap it out. Looks like the Tiger's pushing through. He's smart. He knows they got snipers on the hill shooting them. And they're penning the front of the Tiger, which is no problem. I mean, the Tiger's armor is just not good enough to withstand 150 pen. Another thing that this tank does get is preferential matchmaking. It only sees up to tier 8, so that helps with the 150 pen. So the Tiger gets smoked, and really his buddies should have been helping him out. There's a friendly in the cap as well, but they're just going to keep nailing these guys. You can see it just moving from tank to tank to take all the points off these things. Tiger goes down, and another barrel of flames right there. But it looks like the T29 has all of the points. That's going to be a little bit harder to pen. Critical hit, though, that's all you need. You can see it just sucked the points right off those guys. And there you go. That's why you don't sit in the cap while you're being sniped to death. Which is exactly what the E-25 wants to do, right? You can't see him. He can see you, picks out your weak spots, and just jacks you up, and you just sit there like a dummy. You're not even behind cover. So, there's a lesson in what not to do. Don't just sit there in the cap when you're getting shot at from the hill. T-29 coming out a little bit late because his buddy who already tried this is already dead. Maybe if they'd both come out, they could have got these guys. So now he's spotted. He needs to get out of there. He's trying to kill the T-29, but he's got to get out of there. And here comes the microbiologist or the microscopist or the micro-penis guy. Does he take him out? That's all I want to know. He's trying to circle him. He can't really do that in E-25. I think he's going to get... Oh, he gets the kill! What a moron T-25. Sorry if that's you, but that was dumb. So here's a... God, I can't even remember the guy's name, but I don't want to blow it. He's actually in a fight right now. We'll look at his name in a second. And it looks like he's still got the bounce on when you fire in sniper mode. You can take that off in the settings, by the way. Makes it a little bit harder to fire and kind of keep things straight. But it could be because this is an older replay. So they do a really, really good job there mopping up the cap. That's pretty much exactly how you play this E-25. Sitting behind bushes with your camo net and your crew, hopefully that has camo as well, and you're just kind of picking them off, sitting right out in the open in the cap. So they're going to do what they do best here, go back to cover, because they understand how to play this tank. Most people, again, I don't advise the E-25 for most people just because, I mean, it's a fun tank. First, I would get the YOG 8.8 if you don't have a German TD to train your crew in. That's a much more balanced tank, and it allows for a few more mistakes than the E-25. The E-25 allows for no mistakes. If you make a mistake, you're dead. If you get unlucky, you're dead. I mean, there's a lot of things that can go wrong in an E-25. A YOG 8.8, not as many things can go wrong because it does have some armor. It is a lot slower. The gun is really ridiculous. It's got nice pen. It does not get preferential matchmaking. I'm not sure. Let me go look at that real quick. Let me just look that up. YOG 8.8. And I bet you I can get the wiki. Let's see. Wiki. There we go. So let's look at this thing's... Yes, it does. 8 and 9 only. So it does get preferential matchmaking. So I would really advise getting that tank first if you don't have a German premium TD to train your crew in. Now, if you're a Unicum and you love these finesse tanks, then get it, and you'll probably do just great. But for the average Joe, you're probably not going to do good in the E-25. If you do good, that's great. I mean, you're one of the... you really figured it out, and I think you're going to do pretty awesome in World of Tanks because you have to figure out each tank is a little bit different, and some tanks are very different, like this tank. But again, if you don't have one, YOG 8.8 is probably a better idea. Shell price pretty cheap on that tank. 203 pen with 240 damage, plenty for tier 8s and 9s. Tier 9, it's a little bit low, but again, it's a good all-around tank. I think it's great. It makes a lot of credits per game, so it's really good. It costs it's a little higher in price, but again, in my opinion, it's worth it. If you like the Hellcat, though, the E-25 should be a great tank for you. The one main difference here is that it doesn't have a turret, so that's slightly different. But it's got, I think, higher camo rating. So there's the KV-1S. They spot him. I wonder what the spot range on this thing is. I probably should go back and look. Well, you can just look it up, okay? We're going to go back to the game. This is where it gets really hairy. So they got 3 tanks barreling down on them from different angles right here. They're definitely spotted. KV-1S getting taken out. He needs to be a little less ballsy. He needs to be playing pop-out. Fire, back up, move up, shoot, back up, reload. You can't just be sitting out there, especially when E-25s are on you. Again, a lot of these guys that play the overpowered tanks, like the KV-1S, they get so used to it being so overpowered that they have a hard time playing exactly like they should every time. So now I think the KV-1S cannot see him now, I think, and you can see he's got pen marks all over the front of his tank because this thing has no armor. But he's going to go get in a position where the enemy is he's not expecting Vaughn to be here. That's the whole point, right? He's got bushes. He's got a camo net. Hopefully his crew has camo. I don't know if they do or not. He's one shot from death, though, basically, from this this KV-1S, sorry. Now, the KV-1S is 1 tier below him, so technically he should be able to wipe the floor with this guy, right? Well, the KV-1S is an overpowered tank. So there's the IS. There's the tier 7. This is a much better tank than the KV-1S, in my opinion. It's got a good gun. Oh, there's the KV-1S. There he is, sitting out in the open. And boom, gets taken out. Now it's a 2-on-2 game here. 9 kills between these guys. Really just, they wrecked those guys in the caps, what they really did. And this, see, he gets shot, he probably gets spotted, and now he relocates. Exactly the way you're supposed to play this tank. So if you don't have a lot of cover, I don't really know what you're going to do. Now, they can fire from here, and I don't think they're going to get spotted. But again, you're going to get times when you're not penning, especially versus an IS with decent front armor. Not great, but it has some nice angles. It's not, you know, doesn't have armor like the T-29. The thing is more heavily armored than this, definitely. But the IS is more mobile, so I don't know. It's a trade-off. So here we go, Cupola, top of the turret here. He's got enough pen for these kind of shots. And the accuracy is ridiculous on this gun. I forgot to talk about that. Accuracy and aim times are ridiculous. And I think this is going to be the end of this IS. He's basically stuck here. I think the other guy's tracking him. Oh, he gets his track fixed finally. And no, does not get the kill shot. Microscopist is moving in for the kill. This is a good idea. And they can always relocate after this guy's dead with probably no problems. It would have been better. Oh, there we go. He's killed now, and he's also spotted. Would have been good for all these tanks to push up, really, at the same time. Kind of spot everybody, you know, make sure they find these dudes, and then just take them out. Everybody just, you know, focus fire these guys down. Because that's how you kill an E-25. You spot them, and then you just focus fire them. Everybody turn to the E-25 and just get the free kill. If you kind of ignore them a little bit, or you don't focus fire them, and you just sit out there waiting for your reload, you're going to get killed. Somebody's out of ammo? Microscopist is out of ammo. This thing does not have a lot of ammo in it for how fast it shoots. So, you kind of have to conserve your shots a little bit, make sure you're going to pen, which it's really hard to do when you have such a machine gun. You have a tendency to just rapidly fire off shots, kind of like I do, and a lot of people do in autoloaders. They have lots of shots. Oh, here we go. There's the other IS. He's 2 shots from death. 2 or 3 shots. I think it's 2. He doesn't see these guys. Yeah, 3 shots from death here. He's backing up. I think he's behind. No, he's not behind the cover. 1 shot from death now. 2 minutes left in the game. He's spotted. Vaughn is spotted. So, of course, he's going to relocate. Easy enough. All he has to do is wait. Now, here's the trick he's doing now is, now the IS thinks he relocated. But he's just going to wait and see. What's he going to do? Cap? With 1 minute left? It's pointless. Just go ram this guy. You don't even have to have ammo to kill this guy now. Oh, there we go. Boom! You're out of the game, buddy. So let's look at the plates real quick with this game. It's another great game here. This one was picked out and approved by myself. I just went through the list since I didn't get any people. I only got 1 person sending in replays. I figured I'd just go out and pick it, you know, look at a couple myself. This was a great E25 game, so I'm glad it was sent in. Radley Walters here. Awarded to players in the 5th or higher tier for destroying 8 or 9 enemy vehicles in one battle. Why didn't it just say 8 or more? But that's fine. 8 kills, nice. Brothers in Arms, because they both got at least 3 kills. Defender, because the way they defended the cap, like pretty much pros right there, and Top Gun, obviously. So look at another laundry list of Pwn here. We're going to go to plate 2. Really nice set of damage for those 2 guys. 4,700 for Microscopist. And, oh, here we go. Von Genschlerk got 3,400. Pretty nice. Especially for the low damage on this gun. That's really good damage. 8 kills and 3 kills. Total 11 kills. Really nice. 14 and 1,600 XP. Pretty awesome third plate here. Incoming potential damage 1,000. So he did get technically a bounce in there at one point, but it's really lucky to ever get a bounce off this thing because it's so easy to kill. Really, really nice game. Thanks for sending it in. Again, send your replays into tgnetsubmissions@gmail.com. I'll be sending out another pack right after I record this, guys. And if you want to be an approver, I'll be cutting some really soon. I need more approvers. Again, put your WAT name and your email address in the comment section. I'll check you out. And if you're approved for approval team, yeah, that works out, right? I'll send you a pack of replays to check out. Anyway, thanks again, guys, and stay frosty.